Hey there, it's Scotty B. Just want to do a quick review of this old Gibson that I picked up in the trade. This is a 1938 Gibson L-37. They didn't make these for very long. I believe they started production in, I think it was mid-30s, and discontinued the model in the beginning of the 40s. So maybe 5, 6, 7 years at most. It was in production, not very long. It's a smaller bodied arch top. It's not one of the big ones like Gibson is known to make. This is maybe more of a parlor size, I guess, but still very playable. Actually, I like its smaller size because if you're used to playing an electric guitar, this doesn't feel too big. It doesn't feel too awkward to play. Very comfortable. So some of the features of it, it's probably not going to pick up very well in the camera, but it's got a spruce top, mahogany neck, headstock, and it's got maple back and sides, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a very figured maple on the back. Very nice. It's kind of picking it up. This is meant to be more of like a kind of an entry level arch top. And during the 30s, during the Great Depression, this was very nice because it was an affordable but professional instrument. So it was a good decision to do that on their part, I think, to make a more affordable arch top. Most of them were pretty expensive, and still are. It also has, it has a, I believe it's a Brazilian rosewood fretboard and Brazilian rosewood bridge. It's got the traditional trapeze tailpiece. It's got very thin F-holes. Yes, these are called F-holes because of their shape. They kind of look like a cursive F. It's got the mother of pearl Gibson script inlay on there. Very nice touch. The tuners, obviously not original. They do look like they fit very well on this guitar. These are just some Gibson deluxe tuners, and they're kind of a mixed set. I mean, they all match. Some of these are, I'm told, from a 80s Gibson Hummingbird, so some of the tuners are kind of old too, and have a nice aged look. A couple of them are newer reproductions that were made. This used to just have the the 3 in a line, plastic button tuners, just plain ones. That's what it would have had originally. It does have its original pickguard, not on here right now. I took it off because it's just more playable that way. But it did have a tortoiseshell looking pickguard with cream binding all the way around it, actual binding, not paint. So they did put a lot of nice touches on this. It has binding on front and back, had a bound pickguard, mother of pearl dot inlays. Still a very nice guitar for the money. This actually traded a newer Gibson SG for. Crazy. Somebody would give this treasure up for a generic Gibson SG. But enough talking. Spent like 5 minutes talking. I'll just go ahead and strum a few chords on it. It has a very sweet sound. I'm sure it's probably hard to tell with my crappy camera, but it's a more trebly sound. It's not a big deep bass sound like a Martin. You know, these were designed to be able to cut through a horn section in a big band, so it's going to have more high frequencies. And generally, you know, in the old days when they played these, they would have them kind of tilted like this, so that the back could vibrate freely without being muffled by your body. So they would leave that open and free to vibrate, and a lot of times they would strum all with their arm, you know, up on the near the neck here. So, you know, and just keep a steady rhythm like that, using their arm a lot of heavy strumming. And there is, it's hard to tell in the camera, but there is a good amount of strum wear right here, and some down here too. Probably because it was played that way. Who knows, it could have been played in a big band somewhere 80 years ago. It's crazy, this is an 80-year-old guitar. It does not play like one. It's very comfortable, very easy to play. It's got this nice smooth V-neck. A lot of these guitars did have a V-shaped neck back then, and but this one is a very soft, smooth V. You kind of forget that it's a pointy V shape because it doesn't feel that way. Very comfortable, easy to grip. It just feels like I guess similar to a fat 50s Les Paul neck or something, or maybe one of those big necks on the original Tellys, kind of that feel. I've got a Harmony made Serenader archtop from the early 40s that has a V-neck too, but it's a lot fatter, more pointy. It's just harder to really get your hand around. So that takes a lot of getting used to. This is very comfortable, easy to play. I pick it up in my living room and play every day with it. You know, you could do something like that with it. It's a very versatile guitar. You're not going to be able to play heavy metal on this or something, but it's very nice, very easy to play. I love it. So if you ever see one of these in a pawn shop, on Craigslist, you know, anywhere, and it's a reasonable price, definitely pick it up if you get the money. I definitely recommend a guitar like this. Can't go wrong with a vintage Gibson. They're just very well made, great guitars. This is the pre-war era. Pre-war era guitars are very valuable, very popular. People love them, and I love this one. So that's my review. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. Goodbye.